Hi everybody, it's Mr. Henderson. I'm just putting together a little video for you, just to kind of tell you a little bit about what school will be like when you come back. Because the good thing is, lots of us are going to be coming back to school before the summer holidays. However, it's not quite exactly the same. It's not massively different, but just some things are a little bit different. So I thought it'd be useful for you to hear from me the kind of things that you'll be doing when you come back. So to start with, you've probably, or many of you, certainly those that are already back, have probably watched a little video on YouTube, and you can watch it again if you haven't seen it already. It's still on there. We have a one-way system in place at the moment. This means that via the main entrance near the front of the school, where Miss Ames stands to let people cross, that is the way into the school. Then when you come in, you will stand with your parent or brother and sister if they're with you as well, in a little space, either on the Key Stage 2 playground, Key Stage 1 playground, Foundation Stage, wherever you've been asked to stand. Don't worry, your mummies and daddies will have a letter that tells them exactly where to be. Okay, so at the start of the day, you'll stand together. Okay, not running around in quite the same way, because we've got to stay with mummies and daddies for now, until your teacher opens their door and asks you to come in. Okay, and then you'll come in, not into the cloakroom, but straight into your classroom to start the day. Then when you're in your classroom, you'll be with your group. It won't be your full class, it'll probably be about half of your class. And you may be sat on a table on your own, but very close to others, okay, not a million miles away. Just spread out a little bit around your room to give everybody lots of space, lots of room. Then your class teachers will look forward to doing some English and some maths and some artwork and all those other wonderful things. The other bits that might look a bit different are break times and lunch times. So they'll be a bit more staggered, which means that you will all, so for example, in Key Stage 1 or Key Stage 2, all the year groups won't be out at exactly the same time. So it may be that 2 year groups are out, maybe one on a field, one on the playground. Or it may be that you're both on the field, but there's some cones out that say one half is for year 5, the other half is for year 6. Okay, so just for a short period of time, up until summer, you'll have your playtime with your group, okay, your half a class, and then your teachers will tell you exactly where to go. And then the only other thing that's probably slightly different is lunch times, and that most of you will probably still go into the hall, but again at slightly different times, because the hall won't be as full or as busy as it is at the moment. So there'll be a couple of tables in there, again quite spread out, and when each pod is finished, each little bubble, each little group of children will clear up, make some space, and the next one can come in. Okay, so there are little things that are a bit different. We won't be doing collective worship in the hall, that'll be in your classroom, so it'll be class collective worship. But other than that, it will be very similar. You'll be with your teacher and with a good chunk of your friends from your class. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about. So far, we've got children back from Foundation Stage, from year 1 and from year 6. And next week, we also have some children from year 5. And the week after, we have year 2 and year 3, and then finally year 4. All of those children that are back in our school have come back with a big smile on their face. They've enjoyed seeing their teacher. They've really enjoyed their 2 days in school. What I hope is this is a really good way for you to come in and finish off the year that you're in, to do some work, say thank you to your class teacher, be ready for the next year. Okay, right, to go with this message, I've recorded you a story. This story is called Something Else. Some of you may remember it because I've read it once in collective worship before. It was actually World Book Day 2019. When we were all in our pyjamas and dressing gowns, and we were all sat in the hall, and you were all in a big circle and I was in the middle. It's a really good story, and it's really got quite an important message to think about, to how other people might feel if you leave them out, because maybe they look different to you, they sound different, but it also has a really key message that everyone has someone else or more than one person to make friends with. And actually sometimes you have to look in different places to find your friends, because actually some of those people that maybe are leaving you out or maybe not being as kind are maybe not the right people to be friends with either. So it's a really good story with a really nice message. So I hope you enjoy listening to that too. Okay, right. I'll speak to you soon. Okay, this is the story, Something Else. On a windy hill, alone, with nothing to be friends with, lived something else. He knew that was what he was, because everyone said so. If he tried to sit with them, or walk with them, or join in their games, they always said, "Sorry, you're not like us. You're something else. You don't belong." Something Else did his best to be like the others. He smiled and said hi like they did. He painted pictures. He played their games when they let him. He brought his lunch in a paper bag like theirs. It was no good. He didn't look like them or talk like them. He didn't see the things they saw. He didn't play the way that they played. And as for his packed lunches, "You don't belong here," they said. "You're not like us. You're something else." Something Else went home. And whilst he was getting ready for bed, there was a knock on the door. Something was standing on the doorstep. "Hi there. Great to meet you. Can I come in?" Excuse me?" said Something Else. "You're welcome," said the creature. It stuck out a paw, or maybe a flipper. Something Else looked at the paw. "I think you've come to the wrong place," he said. The creature shook its head. "No, I haven't. This place is perfect. Look." And before Something Else realised what was happening, it walked right in. And sat down on his supper. "Do I know you?" asked Something Else, puzzled. "Know me?" the creature laughed. "Of course you do. Take a good look. Go on." Something Else looked. He walked around the creature from front to back, or back to front. He didn't know what to say, so he didn't say anything. "Don't you see? I'm just like you. You're something else, and I'm one too." It stuck out its paw again and smiled. Something Else was too surprised to smile back. He didn't take the paw either. "Like me," he said. "You're not like me. In fact, you're not anything like I've ever seen. I'm sorry, but you're definitely not my sort of Something Else." He walked to the door and opened it. "Good night." The creature put down its paw slowly. "Oh," it said. It looked sadder and smaller. It reminded something else of something, but he couldn't think what. Whilst he was trying to remember, the creature left. Then something else remembered. "Wait!" he cried. "Don't go!" He ran after the creature as fast as he could. When he caught up, he grabbed its paw and held on tight. "You're not like me, but I don't mind. You can stay with me if you like to." And the creature did. From then on, something else had something to be friends with. They smiled and said hi to each other. They painted pictures. They played each other's games, or tried to. They ate their lunches side by side. They were different, but they got along. And when something turned up that really was weird looking, they didn't say he wasn't like them and he didn't belong there. They moved right up and made room for him too.